agencies. So I'm before you today to let you know that enough is enough of wild speculation. It's very frustrating to me to be at home and watch the news or social media and see people spread what I know to be false. And so today we've brought the chief, captain of homicide, to inform you at what stage the investigations are. Now, I grew up in Houston. Unfortunately, drowning in our bayous is not a new phenomenon. It's an alarming discovery. We have 2,500.
You think? There was multiple bodies found in the river. I get it. I get it. He was born there. He knows his city. I know. I get that. But you cannot be 100% sure. He's trying to say that the rivers are violent and wild and dangerous, and they got people coming from all over the world. It's Houston. It's a tourist location. But I think it's a cover-up. I think they're covering up what is going on. Because there's no way you could tell me that you could find multiple bodies in a river within a week or two. Why was these bodies not found before? They wasn't looking? Nobody was looking for any bodies? What made Houston police now search the river? Are these bodies just so happen to be popping up? Or these bodies, what's the condition of these bodies? How long these bodies been in there? Because if you're telling me 12 people got killed within a matter of a few months, and I get that they didn't see any trauma or anything like that, but I mean, a serial killer is always possible. There was a time when, even back in the day, when serial killers was proliferated. It was all over the place. And people was like, nah, it can't be a serial killer. And then it came out that it was a serial killer, and there's usually a skinny guy in the basement on the computer all day.
100 miles of bayous or waterways in Houston, Texas. We have homeless living underneath the bridge. What do you think when a homeless person dies from an illness, diabetes, or cancer? What do you think his friends and associates do? They do not take him to a funeral home. Unfortunately, the homeless, when they pass, often end up in the bayou. Reason why we're working so hard to get the homeless off the street.
Yo, that's kind of messed up. That's kind of messed up when you think about it. It's like, Charlie died. He was good, man. Charlie, he was a good homeless man. He always stayed with the best blankets. Let's wrap him up in some quilts and throw him in a bayou.
Streets of Houston. Alcohol plays a major role. Mental health plays a major role. Unfortunately, there are 2,500 miles of bayous, and people are exposed to them. Sometimes foul play, often not. Accidents. So I'm here today to thank HPD, its investigators, and to make certain that the community knows that while you're working, raising your family, sleeping at night, 24/7, 7 days a week, HPD is doing some of the best investigative work in our nation.
I'm not gonna lie, he's good at convincing. Because even a person like me that think their heir is a serial killer, he's kind of having me change my mind. I'm now thinking like, maybe it's not a serial killer, but you never know. You never know. Plus, it makes for a good story.
Makes me proud to be mayor of Houston. We do have challenges with public safety. One of the reasons I ran for mayor. But a serial killer on the loose is not one of our challenges today as it relates to public safety. Yes, recruitment is at an all-time high. The cadet classes are full. We're headed in the right direction.
So this guy right here, I don't know who he is, to be honest with y'all, but he works for the city of Houston, and he's basically gonna break down the bodies and the time the bodies was found around or in the Houston River, and we're gonna see. We're gonna break this down. Let's go.
In all 5 instances, the ruling in regards to the manner and cause of death are still pending. So the first incident was September 15th. A body was recovered in Brays Bayou at 4998 Spur 5
Okay, so we got one body. September 15th. September 15th, one body was found.
freeway. That's Brays Bayou before 10 a.m. The ME's office identified the deceased as Jade Elise McKissick, 20 years old. Preliminary investigation indicates that there were no signs of trauma or foul play. But again, I reiterate that.
Okay, so this body, they didn't find any trauma, any foul play. That means nobody beat her up, nobody strangled her, nobody, choked her out. She could have been an incident, which means somebody who was probably walking along the bayou and slipped and fell, or drunk. A lot of drunk people fall in the river, at nighttime, after the club, after the party, and nobody knows.
But we have to wait until the actual autopsy results come out. Another body was recovered on the same day. It was located in Hunting Bayou at 13,400 East Freeway at about 11:50 a.m. The ME's office has not identified the deceased individual in that incident. The next one was September 16th.
Okay, so the second body was not identified at all, but he didn't even mention if the body was battered. He failed to mention that.
Body was located at White Oak Bayou at 2200 White Oak Drive at about 1:25 p.m. Again, the ME's office has not identified the deceased individual. There was one on September 18th. Body was
Okay, so 2 bodies that wasn't identified. They could have been homeless.
located in Buffalo Bayou at 400 Jensen Drive at about 2 p.m. ME has not identified the deceased in that incident as well. September 20th was the last incident. A body was located in Buffalo Bayou at 900 North.
So we got multiple bodies that was found just in 1 month. Ain't that something? We have multiple bodies that was found within a 4-week span. What's the chances of that?
York Street at about 8:25 a.m. The ME's office has identified the deceased individual, but because we don't know whether the next of kin have been notified, it wouldn't be right for us to identify that individual at this time. And I just want to reiterate that I understand social media is the medium of communication in today's age, but a lot of times there's a lot of unverified information that circulates.
Of course. We need social media. You know why? Because a lot of times y'all hide things. Y'all tell lies. So us on social media, we have to basically save ourselves as the citizens. We got to do our own investigation. We got to make sure y'all find these people. We got to make stuff loud.
And our job as detectives and as investigative body is to follow the science and the evidence.
He got a nice suit though, right? He got a nice suit.
And that's what allows us to be able to do our job, and that's what we're focused on.
Any questions?
Any questions?
Did none of these
Yeah, we got some questions for you, Mayor.
suicide victims, do we know if they were homeless?
Speak up.
I can ask. Because they're not identified yet, we don't know that yet. So if you don't have, an example would be if you don't have any form of identification on you when you go into the water, and our dive team, who by the
Oh yeah, let me go swimming. Let me go put my ID in my pocket.
which by the way does an amazing job, recovers the victim. They secure the victim, and it goes to the medical examiner's office. So the medical examiner's office will then determine.
This dude got a weird face, right? Oh gosh, what is wrong with his face? Was he like taking out the wound like sideways, like with his face? Like did his face like go across the placenta? Like what happened, bro?
Dental records, fingerprints, those kinds of things to make sure that we have accurate
He got them waves though.
information, and they're the experts at it. So for us, it's a recovery, and they make the determination whether it was a drowning or some sort of foul play based on science and evidence.
Chief, what about,
Sorry, Grizzy?
well, the number we have for this year, for 2025, I know it was 5 within a so many day period, but altogether we have 14 that we
Right,
counted.
right.
And some of them were not homeless. We have a student from U of H, we have an executive from downtown who would go jogging along the bayou. What can you say about?
Oh, he nervous now. He nervous now. See, the mayor, he kept insinuating that it's nothing, guys. It's most likely homeless people. Most likely homeless people. But now, look at him. He looking in the corner of his eye now. He like, damn, I'm going to answer this one. Because there was an executive in there, Chief. Y'all found an executive that jogged every day near the river, in the river. Y'all found a student that just so happened to be in the river.
Well, I can just, out of respect for those families,
Oh, here they go. The respect for the families. The respect. This is the most I ever heard an investigation conference talk about the respect for the families. Is it respect for the families, or is it respect for hiding information and not causing hysteria?
people
Oh, he's quiet.
have complications. People are complicated. And we, as a police agency, don't know
Oh, now he's a rapper. People got complications. People is complicated. What's that, a verse?
what is going on in their personal lives. So we follow the science. We don't judge people for the mishap.
Oh, now y'all don't judge people. Oh, and I bet y'all just don't stereotype people, right? Y'all don't stereotype people. Y'all don't judge people, stereotype people now? Oh, y'all some good officers down there. And you know what? I'm moving to Houston, Texas.
For what they're going through personally. As a police department, we're here to help the community, not judge. Whatever happened in their circumstance is their business. And we, as an organization, we're fact finders. We report the facts, and that's it. So that's the 14 number is correct, but 1 is too many. Ms. Winfrey?
Are you able to say what the age range is pretty broad, or the gender is broad?
Captain Z, you want to address that?
So we weren't able to find any kind of typical pattern.
Y'all saw that back there? They whispering. The mayor say, "Yeah, just don't say that again, okay? We trying to keep everything calm. We trying to make sure everybody stay in the house, and make sure we still have tourists coming to the river, okay?"
It runs the gamut, genders, ethnicities, age range.
Do we,
The 14 that we found this year.
Oh, so it's not only just females. It's not only just black females then. It's not only just black females. It's not. He just said it runs the gamut. It's a variety of genders. There's a variety of, this and that and this and that.
Looking at any type of foul play or anything.
Again, we've said it a couple of times, that has been determined. Again, the dive team isn't the investigator, dive team is the recovery component of our job. That goes to the medical examiner's office, but we treat every single one as its own event. Yes, ma'am?
So like the mayor mentioned, this is just part of the inducement, I think she said 14 were recovered this year. Is that like a higher number?
That's a great question, thank you. Last year, there were 24. The mayor's mentioned, one is too many, 2,500 miles of bayou. Yes, ma'am?
Follow up with the mayor. If
Go.
these are determined to be, I mean, we don't know why it's done, but would you look at possibly installing safety features along the bayou? To prevent that stuff in the future?
Well, obviously, it's been repeated by the professionals, every circumstance is different. Some of them are personal decisions, some of them involve alcohol, and so we have to examine each and every.
The mayor like, it ain't nothing but a bunch of drunks. It ain't nothing but a bunch of alcoholics. They all falling in the river. Yeah, we clean them up every once in a while. Everybody just stay calm. Next year is the elections, and I'm planning to run again, and I just don't want this to be on my record. There's no serial killer, guys. Vote next year, 2027. Please. I beg you.
Individual. I'm not certain, other than we do have barricades along our bayous. Unfortunately, sometimes people drive into the bayous. And I don't know of a fail-safe way when bayous are such a part of our lifestyle and our environment, other than everyone should be smart. We should look out for each other. But I think when the facts are reported from these instances, all of our agencies, but like I said, we've got the finest professionals that you can find. People ask us for assistance on a routine basis. And so I'm just here to assure Houstonians we're on it. And these will be investigated and reported as soon as possible.
Now, we're dealing with it. What do you think is behind these rumors? Why do they tend to take hold?
Sensationalism, and I can't speak for the Austin circumstances. Think what you just said. They've got their serial killer, implying that we got one.
Austin has a serial killer? Why is this not on CNN? Why is this not on NBC? I didn't even know. Did y'all know that Austin had a serial killer? And he didn't, before he said that, he even did a smirk. Like, he's like, ha ha, Austin has theirs. They want us to have ours, but you know what? We're anti-serial killer here in Houston, and elections are coming up, but guys, and we don't need any serial killers here. Make sure you get on that ballot, and we're going to mail it to your address, and we're going to make sure we call you in for your vote. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Deeply disgusted. See you on the next episode. Bye.